you guys home with me. I know. Or I would have at least figured it out. Yeah, I'm going to take you guys home. Every time I come to a convention, I'm always photographing all the booties downstairs and stuff. Hi, oh yeah. This is actually a test to see who's going to do that, you know. How many of you were here yesterday? Yeah. Well, then you heard everything, right? So, see ya. Oh, what do you want to talk about? You tell me what you want to talk about. What?
I doubt you.
The censors. What are we going to do about getting more in our movies?
I think we should all get baseball bats.
Yes!
Just all go down there and just kick the shit out of them. Or maybe something, maybe like a letter, something checks everything. They sure destroy things, I think. Yeah. I was talking about censors. No, I was on Letterman. I shot him every time I go on. No. Remember, we're talking about Letterman and me shooting Letterman. Now, remember he said, "I'm sure there's powder burns," and didn't he look? And we had those nothing there. Yeah. But every time I done the show 5 times. Every time I'm on the show, you never meet him until you're actually on the air or taping. And because he wants to be spontaneous, he wants to pull those covers back and be surprised. So I shot him and burned his hand. On 4 shows. On the 5th show, I shot him in the head. And it was the first time he actually wanted to see it happen to somebody else before it happened to him. To grab a crew member, and he wanted me to do it to a crew member. And I was scared because I only had a certain amount of squibs, and I didn't want to waste them on the crew guy, and then on the air it wouldn't work, you know. So, but we did it anyway. But the crew guy wasn't wearing earplugs, and that's the only thing that bothered him was it was too loud. So we decided to put earplugs on Letterman, but he just forgot to put them on when we taped it. But did you see that show when I shot him in the head? He was being a real pansy about it. Well, he's a nice guy. I like him a lot. He's fast. He thinks on his feet. And one time I was taking a mask off his head, and he said, "Oh, grind some more of my ear off, Tom." I looked him right in the eye, and I could see that there was no pain, and he was just putting on a show. So when you watch him giving somebody a hard time, he's just putting on a show for you. Arnold Schwarzenegger was on once 6 months after he took a citizenship test. Letterman pulled the test out of his pocket, started asking him questions. He didn't know anything. He also didn't come back after the commercial, so I think maybe he got pissed off. How about you? Yeah? Okay, want to roll those slides then? Want to run those slides? No, there's no slides. Look at those guys up. Adam Maven. Hello, the creator of Creation Conventions. Okay, now I was just saying run the slides, but we don't have any slides.
What slides?
We don't have any slides. We're just a lull in the conversation, that's all. Okay, anybody else? No? Okay, we want to roll that tape then? No. I thought I saw it over there. No. Oh, that's somebody's head. Yes. Huh. Was Maniac the first movie that I ever killed myself in? I'm trying to think where that took place. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. Dawn of the Dead, did I kill myself in Dawn? Yeah, I died in some film, but I actually blew my own head off in Maniac. No? Well, it's funny because, that wasn't in the script, but I was making a mask of myself at the time. So we were throwing everything, they were asking me to throw everything we could in the film. I didn't think they would get away with half of it. All of it stayed in the film, except in Florida. They cut it to shreds. But so we decided to just blow my head off, and so I had to play a part. See, that was great fun. That was great fun. You're not allowed to fire a gun in New York City, We did it under the Verrazano Bridge without telling the police. So I actually fired a double-barrel shotgun, both barrels, through the windshield of the car. It actually blew me off the car. I kind of went backwards. And we filled the head, well, as you know, with apple cores and rubbers filled with blood and pizza and stuff like that. And then within 3 minutes after I fired the gun, we were gone, completely gone. I killed myself, tossed the gun to a policeman who was on our side working with us. And he took off and jumped in the car. They put me in a car and drove me away. They tore down the wall and they drove the car off and we were gone. So if the police did get word of it, you know, that could make a little film out of that. Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of things they do to windshields when they fire them. Sometimes there's a... Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, actually, on night we used ribs on the windows from when a zombie was breaking the glass. So it would shatter and nothing would hurt Patty. Like if the rock came in, he might have let go of the rock or something, you know, so it was a rubber rock too. But you can blow a nice little hole in the glass sometimes, a safety glass with a script. Sometimes they fire a Vaseline pellet on it with a little black wad in it. That looks like a combination of that wad hitting and the guy timing the head hit. When the wad hits, it would look like it's going right through. I haven't actually seen any. Have you, where the glass actually forms a hole in the guy? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, to ask those guys. Yeah. Heartstopper. I don't think that'll ever see the light of a projector. I heard in Europe that they were opening somewhere in Europe along around the time that Night of the Devil no, not Night of the Evil Eyes. No, not Evil Eyes. What was it? Somebody just told me something. I really don't know. I can't answer, but I heard something about an opening overseas. I think somebody told me here, yeah. Yeah, well, my first film was Death Dream. Well, I was Alan Hornsby's assistant. Then he hired me to head the effects for Deranged. Then 6 years went by before I went back to Pittsburgh and met George, and the rest is history. Took a leave of absence from college and haven't been back. I just keep getting scripts. Yeah. Are you waiting? No? Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. When's Grand Illusions 2 coming out? When they finish paying me for Grand Illusions 1. Now, I've written lots of chapters and the pictures. I mean, it's like, God, there's twice as many films in Grand Illusions 2 as Grand Illusions 1. Yeah, I think Grand Illusions 1 ended with Creepshow. Yeah, God, I've done 15, maybe 20 films. No, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I'm writing the chapters, but, you know, they've got to finish. I could say here, now go again, but then I'll never see my dough. I want to see my money from the first one before I give the second one. You know, it's such a screwy business, like screen grades. You know, I made very little from that, but I had screen grades. It was a great tape. I got work out of that, you know? So it's really worth doing it. And the book, same way, the book is a nice piece. You know, I send people on to work from it. So, yeah, sometimes you don't make dough, but you get other bennies. Yes? What's what? What directors do I admire? Woody Allen, Brian De Palma, Jim Cameron, of course. Because sometimes you ask a question and you leave out the most obvious ones because you think everybody feels the same way. But, you know, Jim Cameron, sure. Scorsese. Ridley Scott. Yeah, it's like saying what's your favorite horror movie? There's no answer to that. You know, what's your favorite 5? So, anybody else? You want to roll that tape now? You want to cue the spotlight for my tap dance? Yeah. Thank you for saving me for that. My next, you know what? As an effects guy, I would get called to do effects when the movie was going. The money was there, and they were starting to shoot, and I would go and would be doing the movie. But as a director now, I'm involved in all the bullshit from beginning to end. You know, all the contract snags. And it's difficult. We were going to start pre-production on a movie called Telltale Tavern on the 13th. But it didn't happen. There was another contract snag between the investors and the producers. Everyone's on hold, you know, so I don't know. Probably that one. If not, I've got a few treatments to send to a guy named John Goldwater. He invented Archie Comics. He's interested in financing the film. And I met some people here who handed me some stuff. So you never know. You never know. It's when the phone rings. That's my next project. Yes. What happened to your head? Speaking of bullet heads.
Get rid of your gas ranges. Go with microwaves. They're safer. Sorry.
Hey, I asked him, you know, blame me, it's my fault. I mean, I put the poor guy in the spot, but you did die. Okay, what's your question? No, I mean, you looked at it.
Since all of us are sitting here enjoying Tom, you are God. I was just wondering if your makeup items.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rick and Rob have done some incredible stuff, but my first is always Dick Smith for a while. You know, he, wasn't for him, I think a lot of us wouldn't, be here or know the things we know. His course is, oh man. I keep talking about his course, but you have no idea how great that course is. It's everything there is to know. Those of you who are thinking about special makeup effects, or going to some school and paying $20,000, for 2 years. The course is $1,500. You can save the rest of that money and buy materials. But Dick Smith, of course, Stan Winston, Rick Baker, of course. The Academy Award. Did you watch Rebel Teen win the Academy Award? Did you hear him thank Rick Baker? That was a momentous occasion. Hope you know that. If not, I'm telling you. Steve Johnson? Where'd you go? Ah, okay. Can't be Steve Johnson now? And of course, Howard Berger. And KB, but those guys, I mean, your favorites are obviously probably going to be my favorite. Anybody else? Yes, way over there. I just saw somebody with a videotape of it outside, so. And I saw the guy who did the painting for the poster. I didn't find that out until I got here. Is Jim Warren downstairs? So, I mean, there's a poster done. The film is somewhere. But to answer your question, I have no idea. I was with Dario in Italy about 2 months ago, and he gave me a date, and I came home, and that date came, and the film didn't, so I really don't know. I'm talking about Two Evil Eyes. To work on? Dawn of the Dead, yeah. Somebody answered that for me. Day of the Dead, we were in a mine for 3 months. We never saw the sun. We'd go there at 6, come out at 8, and it was winter. In a mushroom mine, and the mine went down for miles and miles. There was a lake under there, it was like a 23-acre lake. It was pitch black. It was very, very scary. Great place to sneak away, though, alter your perception sometimes. What you needed to do daily. Right? The crew guys were talking last night, my crew, and they said that was a lot of fun, and we did have some good times. One time we handcuffed a guy to a chair and sprayed him completely white. What could he do, We wouldn't uncuff him until he said that we were the greatest guys he ever met. You go crazy underground, We were there for a long time. But for me, I Dawn of the Dead because, we're riding motorcycles through the mall, and a lot of property got destroyed. There was a bar that stayed open in the mall, and zombies would make them up and they'd go get drunk and come back and steal golf carts and drive them into marble beams, $7,000 right there. One morning, you may have heard this before, maybe not, but one morning, for some reason, we had 300 zombies, and there was this corner in the mall. 300 zombies were heading toward the corner. For some reason, some senior citizen organization decided to bring about 35 senior citizens, and they would do exercise. They would walk around the mall. So one morning, about 7 a.m., the 300 zombies were heading toward the corner, and the 35 senior citizens. There were no fatalities, but it was something to watch. Oh, and then we made some of them zombies, so, it was great, because they were older. But wait, I'm going off on a tangent, right? All you asked me was what my favorite Dead film was, and I think probably Dawn. Definitely not Night of the Living Dead. The remake, yes. Not my favorite to work on. But yes? Don't ask me to elaborate on that, okay? Cameos? Yeah, I try. In Friday the 13th, when the first one, when the girl on the archery range was, you don't see her actually killed, but later on she's tossed through a window. Well, that's me in a nightgown and a big black wig. So I try to play a part or do a stunt or something in every film I do. Creepshow, yeah, The Garbage Man. Evil Eyes, I am in Two Evil Eyes. I play a really psychotic killer. I've got hair down to my butt. And yeah. Telltale Tavern, yeah, I want to play a part in that. I want to do a little cameo in a little diner scene, maybe something in the background. Because I bought this great motorcycle jacket at Venice Beach with Frankenstein in the back. I want to do a shot off of that and have me get up or something and walk away. Just to throw Frankenstein's face in the movie somewhere, If I get away with it, I don't know if I'm allowed. Yeah, way back there.
What are your next up-and-coming projects?
Oh, we talked about that. It's a film, hopefully a film called Telltale Tavern that we'll shoot in Portland, Maine. It's real creepy, the whole thing.